Hi, I'm Willy Bearden. Welcome to Dialogue. Today I have a special treat. I have my new friend, Jacqueline Wallace here. Jacqueline is the head of the Friends of the Library. And if you don't know what the Friends are or what the Friends do to help our library, then you're really in for a treat today, because we're going to talk about all the programs and really all the money that the Friends Group puts back into our library. And you know how I feel about the library. The library is always going to be here, and that is one of the main things that keeps a lot of us going, that we have that knowledge that the library is here for everybody. It's free, but it does cost money to do things. So, Jacqueline, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm very happy for you to be here today. We've been talking recently because we're about to do a film for the Friends of the Library.
Yeah, our documentary.
And, you know, it was interesting to me because I didn't know what the Friends did. I didn't know how important it was for this group of people who are the Friends of the Library, who come in and raise money to make all of these wonderful things happen in our library. Before we really get started here, why is it important for us to have libraries?
We need libraries because they are the cornerstone of any community. I don't care how much technology we get. Libraries are critical because they will provide that technology, and we will continue to grow in technology. However, if technology ever failed us, a book is still there.
There you go.
And
I love that.
We will always need a library.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great gathering place for great gathering places. And nowadays, libraries are not just what your grandmother used to go to. Yeah. You have events that happen at libraries that you would have never dreamed of happening. So they're just amazing for any community. Yeah,
well, I appreciate the work you do, and the more that I get to know about this, the more I see that it's so critical for our community. You know, when I come to the library, when I come here to do my show, or I come to the bookstore, I do come to the bookstore a lot, and we'll talk about the bookstore certainly at length in a minute, but I see Memphis here. Yes. You know, there's no class distinctions. There's no race, age, or any kind of mobility issue, nothing. People come here because the library belongs to all of us. And people have that curiosity.
Yes.
And it's that thing, I believe that's one of those fires that burns in individuals that really keeps us going.
Yes, yes.
Do you see that?
I do. I see the library as a place of gathering, regardless of any ethnicities, class, anything you could think of. It's a place of unity. Right. And you may very well be sitting next to someone who's from India, or next to someone who is Jewish, next to someone who is an African-American person. It doesn't matter. It's such a plethora of it's just a great mixture.
Right.
It's just rich in that mixing.
I love that. That to me is kind of what being an American is all about. You know, I mean, the library typifies exactly that.
It's like a microcosm.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. And I have spent so much time in my career as a filmmaker and a writer. I've spent so much time in the library, particularly in the Memphis room. I think I have my own table there that I hide out and do research and things. But you know, and I always tell people that the fact that I can come here to the library and I can talk to the people who run the Memphis room and say, hey, listen, I'm looking for, you know, a street scene of downtown Memphis from the 1880s. And they go, you know what? I've got it.
Yes.
And they go get it. And then I'm able to use that in a book or in a film so I can tell a story. And these stories just continue to roll on and roll on. And I'll tell you a problem with a lot of people who are writers and filmmakers. There's so many people who own these photographs in other things, people that aren't public libraries, and you go to them and say, well, I'd love to use that picture. Oh, that's fine. Give me $250.
Yes.
And you think, I'm not going to make that much off this. So, but the public library, it is the most democratic place you can imagine.
Yeah, it's free.
I love that. I love that.
It's free. Look at all the historical data, like you just mentioned, from 1800 or wherever.
Yeah.
We preserve it
Yes.
forever and ever to
That's
use for free.
Right. Somebody was telling me because we've been taking pictures of contemporary Memphis and putting those back into the library. And somebody said, well, you've got the Google Earth thing, and you've got all this. And I said, you know what? Google may go out of business in 40 years or 10 years or whenever.
Absolutely.
The library's not going out of business.
It's not going out of business. We are a cornerstone. We are a pillar of society. It's not going anywhere.
Exactly. I love that. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Friends of the Library. How long has the Friends of the Library been around? Who had the idea for this?
Well, it started back in 1962.
Okay.
And I don't remember the lady's name, unfortunately, who had the idea for it. But it came about because the programming needs for the library were not being really met by the city's budget.
Right.
So you needed something to cause that, to meet that need. So the Friends of the Library is a nonprofit that was established inside of the library to take care of the library. And we exist solely to be of service to the library. The word no is not in our vernacular.
Ah, okay.
It is our desire when the library provides a budget of their needs, they bring that budget to the Friends of the Library, and we work feverishly to meet the needs of that budget so they can carry on any number of their 6,000 programs. Wow. And many of those programs, the vast majority of them, not all of them, but the vast majority, are funded by the Friends of the Library.
Wow.
It is
6,000.
6,000.
Wow.
Between 5,500 and 6,000. It is not in the city's budget to cover programs. I mean, even staff development. We provided staff development in their budget this year. They're requesting a little shy of $60,000 so that staff members can attend training events.
Sure.
Like we have the Tennessee Library Association coming up.
Right.
And they have put in that budget for almost 20 staff members to attend.
Sure.
Otherwise, they would have to come out of their pocket with that.
Right.
We provide funding for employee recognition awards. You name it, the programs are funded by the Friends. And we have a number of signature events. We have book stock. We give the Adult Services Director, Wan Ying, $10,000 every year to bring authors in, local authors. And we have some world-renowned authors that come also. And we allow those authors to have a place to jumpstart off about the books that they have written.
Sure, yeah.
And this year, for the first time, we have 50 authors. We normally take 40. Really? We've grown to 50, and each year we see around 6,000 people come for that one-day event. It's a massive, big, fun-filled event that people love to come to.
Yeah. Wow. And it's all funded by the Friends.
It's all funded by the Friends.
Wow.
All funded by the Friends.
Well, and you were talking about staff development. And these are things that we don't think about a lot.
Yes.
But there are innovations in library technology and library science all the time.
Yes.
And if you don't have somewhere for your staff to go, then they don't know this stuff.
It dries up. We even provide sole funding for something called StaffCon. StaffCon is a one-day event where they close the library and all of the employees, instead of trying to send 300 people to a conference, we bring the people to them. We provide the entire day of every single thing they could possibly want to make it a fun-filled day with food, games, crafts. The speakers come in, and it is paid for by the Friends of the Library every year.
Wow.
And this year was the first year we did reach out to ask the staff members to join Friends, and I gave a special $5 rate for them to join, because if they join and others join and they keep telling people about the Friends of the Library, the more money we make with people coming into our second editions bookstore, going to our online Memphis bookstore, and purchasing things there, the more money we make, it comes right back to you.
Yes.
And the library, they have no they need our funds because our monies are fluid. You know,
Sure.
like we have another group coming. You come talk to the foundation. They have tremendous assets for the library. Their assets are earmarked a little bit more tightly.
Right.
Our funds are very fluid.
Right, yeah.
Very
If you
fluid.
see a need,
If you see a need,
yes.
we're going to get a requisition in
Right.
to the discretionary committee. XYZ needs $7,000. Well, I'm going to present it to the board.
Right.
And as I said, no is not in our vernacular.
Yeah.
We're going to try to make it happen.
Right.
Because other than that, they would have nowhere to go for that.
Yeah.
So we need people to donate. Donate books, CDs, DVDs, magazines, sheet music, and cash to the Friends of the Library. Volunteer. We have volunteer needs in the second editions bookstore. A couple hours a week or even a month would be greatly appreciated because we could not operate without volunteers.
Right.
We have a tremendous sorting room downstairs with over 175,000 books that come in.
Right.
And but for those volunteers down there, and some have been there for as long as 40 years.
Wow.
And we could use more help because we're getting older.
Sure.
So we need to bring in some more people, and more people come in, more ideas.
Right.
And the other thing is join. Join the Friends of the Library. Your membership will go to support any one of 18 branches that we have in the city.
Right.
And when you join, you have a voice at that branch, and your ideas can come to fruition. We already have funding in most of those branches where you can just about think of anything you want to do, and it will be supported, especially if it's going to benefit the community, because some areas of the city have different needs from another area.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and the Friends are there to meet that need.
Yeah. Wow. You know, community libraries, I know that neighborhood libraries are so important to these neighborhoods.
Yes.
And just about anywhere you go, you've got a library near.
Yes,
You can
yes.
take your kids there. I know for a lot of people who don't have a lot of means to go buy things for their children, they go to the library.
Yes.
And they're always, story times and
Yes.
just all of these different things. And to know that the Friends make all that happen.
Yes, we help every single branch. There are 17 satellite branches. The Benjamin Hooks, where we are now, is the 18th branch. And people come in there and drop their children off, or they stay with their children, because we have programs for adults, children, and teens. In fact, as for the teens, for example, we just came up with another signature event called the Friends of the Library Teen Art Festival.
Okay.
And for that particular event, we got teens from all of the branches to submit entries of paintings, their jewelry, sculpture, 3D designs, whatever they wanted it to be. And our goal was to help them become entrepreneurs. So we were able to provide an atmosphere where they could come in, set up their wares. We invited the public in, and they purchased these teenagers items that they had made. And I sat at the end of that and wrote those students checks for their work. And the entrepreneurship part of it, they did that, but they also donated back 10% to their branch to keep, feeding back into it.
Sure.
Several of the students sat there and said, "Miss Wallace, no one has ever recognized my work, nor have I ever been paid for my work."
Wow.
It was such a self-esteem booster and a confidence builder. And this was something that the students, because we had judges, will be able to put on their resumes for college.
Sure, yeah.
And so we'll be offering that every year in September of each year.
Where'd you get that idea?
Well, actually, the idea came from a past president. And we're always thinking of ideas of things we can do for all the teen children or adults. We're trying to come up with an adult program. So if anybody can think of an adult signature program that the Friends can offer, we would love to provide that. And we'll take care of all the funding for it. But a past president, Ms. Jenkins, thought of that idea, and she brought it to me. She says, "Jacqueline, what do you think about doing something for the teens?" I said, "I love it. I love it. Let's do it." And we took it to the Teen Services Director, Dr. Tamika Richmond. And when I tell you, she took off with it. And next thing I know, it was happening. And we had the grand opening in January. It was very successful. We had about 20-some entries, and the children loved it. But it just touched me so much for them to just say, "I have never received money for my work. I didn't know that anybody else would like it.
Sure. And you know what? You have no idea what that kind of encouragement can do for kids. Or you do have an idea how much it would mean to them.
It makes a difference.
Because then, they say, well, this is what I did. Here I was kind of in a vacuum here and doing things, but all of a sudden, these people came along and gave me the experience and gave me the opportunity to show my wares to the world. And so, you're making entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And that's community building.
And then, that the marketing out of that is word of mouth.
Right, yes.
It's going to explode in September because we'll have an annual event every year in September.
Great.
So
That's
we're looking
wonderful.
forward to making it happen again. And
Yeah.
excuse me, even though we provided the platform for it, it serviced our teenagers.
Right.
Excuse
right.
my voice.
Sure. Well, I'm sitting here right now. We're sitting in a beautiful, modern television station that produces in high definition, and it is a part of our library.
Yes, and the
Isn't it
Friends
amazing?
provided some funding for this very set.
I knew that, and that's it's just another one of those things that people need to know. We understand that our city would like to do all of these things, but it's impossible.
Yes.
It's impossible. There's too many needs in the city, not enough money. But for the Friends of the Library to step up and say, we're here, we're looking all the time. It's not something that you're going to tell us about and we're going to wait 2 years and maybe it gets in the budget.
Right.
It happens.
It happens because we ask, what can we do? That's the question. What can we do?
Right.
We are eager. We want to do it.
Right.
We have the resources and we want to do it.
Yeah.
And you come in here with it and we are ready to offer you whatever you're thinking of.
Yeah.
We had an idea come from our bookstore manager. I said, Antonio, what idea do you have about bringing in more people to second editions and increasing memberships? He says, well, I've been thinking for years about a program where I could have people come in for like a social hour, and each month we would offer something different.
Right.
We called it First Thirsty Friends. And you were actually one of our guests back in January.
I was.
We had 90 people attend.
Yep.
And it was a magnificent event.
It really was. We talked about kind of exploding and exploring these myths and we talked about the myths of Southern culture.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, there was a give and take that night. There were conversations that I've rarely heard in other places. And I was so happy to be a part of that, to maybe help facilitate that a little bit. But it was because of the Friends.
It was a Friends event.
Yes.
We provided food that night for everybody.
It was great.
And we actually earned 14 memberships.
Did you
that
really?
night.
Okay.
Yes, we did, which was
That's great.
part of the purpose of having
Sure,
it.
yeah.
And it was a tremendous success. So we would have things such as that each first Thursday of the month.
Right.
And we've done everything from salsa dancing to listening to Mr. Willy Bearden.
Yeah.
talk.
Well,
It
y'all
was
had a
fabulous.
jazz thing last month, didn't you? And I wasn't able to come.
Yes. Now that is we help fund that one. We're not sole funders of that.
Okay.
That's through the foundation,
Right.
the Levitt Shell, and the Friends of the Library. Last year we did a matching grant to bring it about for the very birth of it. Since that time, of course, we've been able to take the monies that were raised from passing the bucket around and other things to be able to fund the following ones. However, the Friends would provide the door prizes for the event, and there would be gift certificates to Second Edition's bookstore.
Right.
We would also provide nice gift baskets, and I would help co-host some of those events.
Yeah.
And the one we had March 9th, the people came into the bookstore, and we earned in that hour and a half $600
Really?
in sales.
Wow.
In an hour and a half. And we had about 550 people attend that night.
Right. Now tell me, tell our audience, how can they find out about these things? Do you have a web page? Do you have a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page. just go to Friends of the Memphis Public Library.
Okay.
And it will pop up, and the first thing you will see will be how to join the Friends.
Great.
And it will have any number of ways where you can join for as little as $5 up to a 3-year membership for $65 for a family. Sponsorship from corporations, and then you'll read fun facts about the Friends. And I went in and listed a number of things that were fun facts about the Friends for you to look at. And one thing I think I need to point out is oftentimes people will get confused that their library card is the Friends membership.
Right.
Two different
That
things.
is not
Two
right.
different things. Your library card is the library card, and your Friends membership card is different. And this year I started where I've raised the discount to 15% from
Okay.
10% for Friends members.
Oh, that's great.
So we think that's a fantastic opportunity. We did some research, and across the country, that's kind of where we are. We need to be offering more
Sure.
of a discount to our friends because we want to show our appreciation. And, you know, like I said earlier, when that book comes into the library, what's so amazing to me, and I was thinking about this, which is when I approached you about the documentary, what happens to that book when it comes in the door that produces for us, you know, basically gold?
Yes.
And we kind of call it alchemy because, you know, someone is donating something and we are taking that donation and making money.
Yes.
We also need people to go online and look up our online bookstore, which is amazon.com/shops/ Memphis.
Okay.
And they can find books on there 24/7.
Yeah.
And our online bookstore, we currently have about 18,500 books listed online. And that's another volunteer opportunity for someone who is kind of particular and very precise oriented because we have a 5-star rating with Amazon.
Right.
We have an amazing staff of volunteers in Memphis, and we need people to come and help load books on, and we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more that need to be loaded on.
Wow.
In our second editions bookstore, we have about 20,000 books for sale.
It's a great bookstore. Folks, if you're a book lover, I'm telling you, you've got to come to
You
Second
gotta
Editions.
come, you gotta
It is an
come.
incredible bookstore.
Well, let me mention what you're thinking about on that. On second editions with our bookstore manager, Antonio and Randy, if it's not in the bookstore, you tell them what you need and they will find it for you usually out of that 175,000, 200,000 books we have downstairs. It is a beast down there.
Yes.
And they will find it. If you are a collector, they will take your name. They will keep up with what you want.
Yep.
And we will make sure you have it.
Right. A lot of my library came from Second Editions bookstore. Just some incredible stuff. I was collecting some pretty rare stuff, and I found so much here. So I always appreciate that. And when I was downsizing a couple of years ago, guess
donated
what?
them back.
I donated those books back.
Right, and
So,
we needed every one of them.
yeah, so I would say to people out there, what can you do? You can donate books. You can come right here behind the library and donate books. If you're downsizing, if you just have books you don't want,
And magazines.
believe me, and magazines and
CDs.
sheet music, CDs, DVDs,
Yes.
and all those things.
VHS too. We still take
okay,
VHS.
Okay, good.
Don't throw them away. We want them.
The library needs those things.
Yes, we do.
And
we make money, and that money goes 100% into programs for the library, for the community.
Yes.
It's to benefit the community. We want to be able to offer them everything they could possibly think of. You don't have to pay $200 for a computer class.
Exactly.
We will offer the computer class for free.
Right.
All you need to do is sign up for it.
It's an amazing thing. Well, I will say this. I got my membership to the Friends a couple of months ago, and I got my stuff in the mail and got my card and all
your
that.
bag?
I got my bag, which is a great tote bag, and I signed up for 3 years.
Fantastic.
And so
fantastic,
I am
fantastic.
a member, and I hope that everybody out there will become a member. It's a good thing to do. This is good all the way around. It's
Yes.
good for everybody. It's great for our city, and you will be doing so much for your community if you become a member and if you donate. And
Yeah.
if you want to come in and volunteer.
Volunteer, join. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a well-kept gem
Yep.
that we are ready to burst out and we need to become a household name.
Yes, indeed.
Because anything you want to know, you even can bring to your librarian suggestions, you know, of a topic you may want to know about, dogs or cats or whatever you love, and ask them if they would consider making a program out of that. They would be delighted to do that.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. And then the friends, we will fund that, every single department. And we need the revenue. We need that revenue to come in, because when that revenue comes in, we turn around and give 100% of it right back out. So if we raise $400,000, $500,000, we're going to put that much back into the library's budget.
Right.
We're not trying to save money. We're trying to spend it.
Right.
And as soon as it comes in, we are spending it so they can have more and more programs.
Wow.
Like we have our book sale coming up.
Yep.
One of our big fundraisers this
Right.
year. We have preview night, 4 to 7. That night, for me, since I've been president, I have wanted to create and cause that night to be a night where we say, thank you for being a friend. And you have to be a friend to get in. Thank you for being a friend. I have hors d'oeuvres, light music, shop. You get first pick of every single book that we have to offer. And it's a special night just for our friends. We also have a time at the very end where our outreach program, where we have like the Shelby County Jail, some charter schools. They are already on a list, and if you're not on that list, you need to contact me at the Memphis Public Library and get on that list, and we can help stock you up with books galore for free.
Wow.
Only if you're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
You have to be a nonprofit.
Sure.
I mean, one of our outreach programs where we provide that. We had an opportunity with one of the ophthalmology places here in Memphis. We got a hold of a ton of Braille books.
Really?
Braille magazines, Braille textbooks. Well, the Friends of the Library donated those books to the ophthalmology clinic for the blind.
Wow.
So
How
things,
nice.
yeah.
So, you know, I mean, what I'm hearing here is that when you see an opportunity, you jump on it and you make it happen.
Yes.
There's not a lot of waiting, and the funds
no.
that the everyday ordinary citizens of Memphis help you raise, or by bringing in books, all of that goes straight through your organization back to these programs.
Yes, I tell you, no is not in our vernacular.
Yeah.
We want to make it happen because it's going to benefit the community. And we love the Memphis community.
Yeah.
We want you to come through these doors. Sometimes the libraries have just become this, you know, like, what's that building over there?
Yeah.
Come inside. You will be simply amazed. I remember when I homeschooled my children, I stocked their libraries at home with books out of our second editions bookstore.
Yeah.
So it's a great place as a mom, dad, aunt, uncle to gift a child with a bookcase full of books.
Right.
And you
Something
haven't
that's
spent
theirs.
but $1, $2, $3 per book.
Right.
You would think, if you saw my son that's in architecture now in college, if you saw his library of architecture and art books, you would think I spent $10,000 on that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It's an amazing collection.
Yeah.
He uses it all the time. And I would encourage any parent or aunt with a child, come and stock your child's library, because you will be able to, from our bookstore, our online bookstore, from this library, to have a well-read child.
Wow. And there's nothing better than that.
That's it.
This is the community we love.
Yes.
And our community needs help. And organizations like yours, and especially this,
Yes.
is helping this community.
Yes.
And I really appreciate what you're doing. And I've really appreciated getting to know a lot more about what you're doing.
Thank you.
So thank you for being a guest here today. And I hope that everybody who's watching really will become a member. We're going to put some information on the screen about how you can become a member of the Friends organization here at the library. It's fun. It's a great thing for everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. This has been great. I love Jacqueline, and we're gonna continue to do a lot more things like this because there are a lot of great things happening in the city and at the library.
Yes.
So thanks for being here. I'm Willy Bearden. Welcome to Dialogue on the Library Channel. Today I have as my guest a good friend. I've known her for many years now, and I want to tell you about what she does here at your library. I want to welcome Diane Halfon.
Hey, Willie.
How are you? Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Diane runs the Library Foundation, and tell us, what is the Library Foundation?
Okay, the Library Foundation is a traditional 501c3 fundraising arm. So we're different from the Friends in that the Friends is more of a grassroots organization, lots of volunteers, they do lots of work, lots of heavy lifting, selling books. We raise money through grant writing, through sponsorships, through corporations, through individual gifts, or special events. So
Okay.
we're more of a traditional fundraising arm for the library, and the library is fortunate to have two active support groups.
Sure, that's incredible, and I know that you know your mission here is really the same thing, but I think you do have to maybe have these two distinct organizations because the needs are very different. I think the Friends go in and they see things that need to be funded like kind of immediately and all this, and you guys probably look a lot more as things that are that become budget items and things like that, and you're looking down the road a lot, right?
Yes, we're very strategic about the initiatives that we get involved with. And actually the Memphis Library Foundation was founded in 1994 to begin raising money for a capital campaign to build this building.
Really?
at
Okay,
3030
that's
Poplar.
what started.
That is how the foundation got started.
Wow. So you had ordinary people and corporations and folks just coming up who thought it was a good idea, thought we needed a new library, right?
Yes, Judith Drescher, of course, was very involved in leading that effort,
Yeah.
and it couldn't be done with just city and county money.
Right.
So the Library Foundation formed with a lot of dedicated volunteers and raised $21 million to match the investment of the city and county, and that is how we got this beautiful building.
Wow, $21 million.
$21 million.
Wow.
That was before my time, so I can claim no credit for that.
Sure, but that is quite a gift from the community.
It is.
There's so many things. I think so many times we take the library for granted. The library really is the cornerstone of our society.
It is. It is the most democratic institution in our society, and you can really see the depth and breadth of people who use the library and the kind of services we have.
Right.
So everyone from babies, from cradle to rocker,
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Wow. So how long have you been with the foundation?
About 6 years. I've been the
Okay.
executive director for about 6 years.
Okay. What was it that got you to come here?
Well, I was at the Brooks Museum. I was development director there, and I love the Brooks. I love art. But this opportunity came up, and someone approached me, and I thought, I don't know about that. Let me go and take a look. And I wrote my thesis when I did my master's at U of M here at this library, so it's very special to me.
Yeah, sure.
Spent a lot of time here. But I came back as an observer, and I wanted to feel it. What does it feel like? Is this something that is speaking to me? And so I came back and I spent some time in the library, and I watched people, and I thought, wow, this place impacts so many people. I think I want to do this. I think I want to be a part of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. What are some things that the public doesn't know about what the foundation does?
Well, people think, oh, well, my taxes go to pay for the library, and they certainly do. The City of Memphis has about a $16-17 million budget for all 18 library branches, and that funds staff, and it funds the buildings, and there's a small amount of funding for collections to keep them current. But enhancements and programs are funded with private money. So the foundation has done a lot of enhancements over the years. We continue to do a lot of enhancements. And then programs. There's 5,500 programs that the library presents annually in all 18 branches. I would say the foundation funds at least half of them.
Wow, that is amazing. So all the things that people just assume the city is doing, a lot of that is from the foundation, from private funds.
Much of it is, and it needs to be. It's a great public-private partnership.
What can an individual do? I know that people, direct maybe their funds after they've gone on. Do people leave money to the foundation to help the library?
They certainly do, and we've been able to really make a big impact with some of the bequests that have been left. But there's a whole lot you can do while you're living.
Right.
For example, you could give a gift in honor of someone or in memory of someone. That happens all the time. We send a nice gift of acknowledgement out to the recipient, letting them know that the donor has thoughtfully donated in their name. And sometimes we can put a book plate on a book saying that this book was donated in honor of someone. There's lots of initiatives that we've got going on all the time. For example, we invest about $75,000 in summer here at the Memphis Public Libraries. We fund Explore Memphis. Our presenting sponsor is Orion Federal Credit Union. And they fund all the programs that happen all over the city. So Explore Memphis is the summer learning initiative. There's a lot of summer slide over the summer. We recognize that learning takes place not only in libraries, not only between the pages of a book, but all over. So we can, with your library card, you have discounted admission to lots and lots of attractions, parks, museums, so that you can learn both inside the library and outside the library.
Oh, that's great. That's great. This notion of lifelong learning has really impacted our society. I mean, I think people are used to now knowing that things are good for their children, these outside things, and especially like, coming to the library and being involved with a lot of things that go on here. And, people are better educated. I think people are certainly better informed about what they want to do in life and all this, and that wouldn't be possible without the library and a lot of these really innovative things that your organization does. I mean, it's not the library of 50 years ago. It's not just going and checking out a book. I know you have some programs now for teenagers now, and that you've just done in the past couple of years. Tell me about that and the technology labs and things.
Of course. Well, a few years ago, again, we were looking strategically. Where could we make an impact? We're great with children, and we're great with adults, but we were really missing the teen audience. And we spoke with Keena, and she told us, we really feel like we want to do something with teens. We want to make a difference, capture that audience. And so we raised $2 million to open, create, establish Cloud 901, which is the Teen Digital Learning Lab here at the Benjamin L. Hook Central Library. It is 8,300 square feet of productive, creative space. There's a audio production lab, a video production lab, 3D printers, a maker space, an art studio, graphic design, animation, illustration, game design, coding, everything you need in 21st century skills you can learn at Cloud 901, and it's all for free.
Wow.
So we're very proud of that project, and
Yeah.
things have sprung up around that. For example, the Cloud 901 has its own robotics team,
Oh, really?
and it's the only community-based robotics team in the city. So the other ones are school teams, and if your school doesn't have a robotics team, you're out of
Yeah,
luck.
out of luck,
But you
right,
can come to the
right.
cloud, and you can be a part of our robotics team. And they've been going to competition in Peoria, Illinois, in
Wow.
Knoxville. They built this robot. They've worked so hard on it, and they're taking it now to competition and competing with other schools and organizations throughout the world.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, sometimes our schools are so slow to catch up just because of funding
Right.
problems. And for a kid who maybe goes to a small school, or certainly might go to a school that doesn't have the kind of infrastructure to teach something like that, for them to be able to come here is huge. Because somebody was talking the other day, and they were talking about all the new factories that are being built in the South, and all of those have robotics, as a baseline thing that you do. The robots build cars. I passed by the Toyota factory down outside of Tupelo a couple of weeks ago. Huge.
Right.
Thousands of people working down there. Passed by the Nissan factory in Canton, Mississippi. That thing is a mile long, and so for kids to be able to get a good taste of that while they're still in their teen years, is probably the greatest guidance they could get.
It's really all about access and exposure.
Right.
And the libraries are the great equalizer because the access and exposure is free.
Sure.
So if someone
I
wants
love
to
that.
seek out learning, it's here for them.
I love that. So what, an individual can leave a bequest, an individual can, and I really like what you said about giving money as an honorarium or something.
A way to honor someone,
Right.
or if someone dies as a means of commemorating their memory.
Yes. So many times I'm thinking, what do I buy this person for their birthday or a graduation, or somebody that I want to remember? I'm going to do that. I would love to do that, because it really is. It's a very meaningful thing, and it helps so much.
It's an investment in our community.
Yeah, I love that. What are you looking for in the future? What does the foundation want to do?
Okay, well, the libraries are undertaking a strategic plan. The one they have now is currently 2013 to 2018.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of wait and see where they want to focus their efforts, and then we'll choose some things, because we can't do everything.
Right.
The library is so broad.
Sure.
We'll choose some areas where we feel like we can really make an impact. One of the things we're working on now are these Discover Read early literacy areas
Okay.
in children's departments.
Right,
So
right.
we've now created, established, funded, and opened 6 of them in 6 different branches. They're educational play spaces for children 0 to 5 and their caregivers.
Right,
So they're almost like little mini children's museums within the library.
Sure, yeah.
There's puzzles and puppets and hands-on learning tools for children and parents or caregivers, grandparents.
Right.
And so we've got 6 open, we've got 4 more funded, so we've got 4 more coming. So
great.
that's been an initiative we've spent a lot of effort on, and we're very proud of that. We do fund a lot of arts and culture programs. We recently renovated the Goodwood Gallery, where the Striking Voices
Right.
and all of our other exhibitions hang. 5 Fridays of Jazz, other kinds of concerts, other kinds of cultural programs.
Yeah.
We do tech programs for seniors. We've purchased a lot of iPads over the years
Okay,
with the
okay,
support
yeah.
of people like the Durham Foundation. Those are very popular. So we
Yeah.
just try to touch across all 18 branches and all ages.
Right. So I know you've had some innovative ways to do fundraising and to tie people to the library a lot. I think you've had some great parties in the past few years. Tell me about that. You know, I don't think that was ever a thing before, right?
Well, it's such a great space.
Yeah.
So we've hosted a libration celebration, kind of a library and celebration combined. Libration also connotates libation. So we've had some fun parties like that here in the past. We do some author events at private homes. We've hosted some really wonderful authors, Hampton Sides, Jess Walter, Richard Grant last year, who wrote Dispatches from Pluto. So when we can host an author of note, we like to throw a little party around that.
Sure,
So we'll be looking to do a big party next year.
Yeah, that's great. So as you kind of move through this and figure out ways to help, what do you see the function of the foundation, say, in another 50 years? Do you think it will still have the need for the foundation, and what will it kind of look like?
Well, that's a good question, and we are set up for long term. We have a significant endowment. It's over $5 million, which for an organization our size is pretty significant. We have significant investments that we're continuing to grow, and our endowments are set up in such a way that much of it is permanently restricted, so we're only spending the earnings. And that way we'll continue to be relevant for generations to come. So the enhancements that we do, for example, MLK 50. The library came to us in December of this year and said, wow, you know, we got to gear up. We need some more materials. So we allocated $50,000 so that all the branches could get more books related to MLK. And so all 18 branches got some enhancements there.
Oh, that's wonderful. These partnerships that you have with corporations and individuals, how do you, I know you don't have a big staff.
Oh no, tiny staff.
How do you do that? I mean, what does that look like?
Well, I'm always thinking about which funders might be interested in which projects we've got going, and so we have kind of a rotating menu of projects. Right now it's the early learning centers, it's maybe the teen robotics program, it's the iPads for seniors, techie seniors programs, or arts and culture. And I try to think about kind of pairing up a corporation or an individual's interest with one of the projects or initiatives that we need funding. It's a little matchmaking.
What does this do for our community?
You know, there are 2.5 million people who use the libraries annually. A lot of them are in areas where there's very little else. So it's an oasis of hope in some of these neighborhoods where there's been such disinvestment. They don't always look so inviting from the outside, but once you step inside, it's an oasis of hope. And so it connects our community to online resources, to access and information. And information is empowerment. Access is empowerment. So we want people to use our libraries. We want them to know they're free and they're open to everyone. One of the projects we're working on right now is a grant that we received from the Kresge Foundation, and it's allowing us to do some deep neighborhood engagement in 2 neighborhoods. One is at the around the Crenshaw branch on Vance Avenue. There's been a lot of disinvestment there, and the exterior of that library is not so beautiful. It's beautiful on the inside, but the exterior is not so beautiful. And so we're reaching out to the neighbors. We're getting a lot of input. We want to know what they want, what kind of improvements they want for their exterior. We don't want to go in and
just
presume
do
to know.
Yeah, right.
That's their library branch. That's their neighborhood. So we're doing a lot of work in finding out what they want, and we're also doing the same project at the Randolph branch, which is on Given in the Highland Heights area.
Yes.
And that's another branch that is very well used,
Right.
but it's had some disinvestment. Whether that ends up being landscaping, murals, sculpture, signage, color, lighting, we don't know. We're listening to the neighbors, and we'll be implementing that in the fall. So that's an exciting project.
Oh, that's great. I know that, so many people don't know how important a neighborhood library is. We did this project a few years ago where we took portraits. I wanted to do like photographs of ordinary Memphians, just people, how you look on a Saturday. And we did it here at the main branch, and we took about 350 photographs of people that day, just families coming in and say, hey, we're going to put this as a part of the digital archive, Dig Memphis, and we did that. But then we went up to the North Branch up in Klondike and did the same thing there. And there were so many people. I had never been in that branch up there. There were so many people coming in and out of that library, and they were so excited to be at the library. People say, oh, we come twice a week and all that. So I think that lots of people don't understand what a magnet that is for these communities.
It really does make a difference. They are connected. The librarians know them. Really, the library has a wonderful staff.
Yeah.
They live to serve.
Yeah.
And so they're always looking at what their community needs, and they're really trying to work with the people who use their branch to give them the best services possible.
Wow, that's great. And obviously the people at the branches have an open line of communications with the folks here who run the libraries.
Of course.
And there's a lot of thought that goes into this. And I just appreciate the fact, and I've always, I've used the library so much in my work. I just can't tell you. Nothing I've done, museum projects, books, films, anything, nothing would have been possible if I hadn't had this free public archive here.
You are a great library advocate, Willy.
Well, and I tell you, because I have been the beneficiary, and being able to tell these stories, and every film I think I've ever made, every documentary film I've ever made, has been shown right here on the Library Channel. And the good thing is they show over and over, which is a great thing. And I'm convinced that that's when people really see these films. When they're shown 5 or 6 times a week, I can always tell when they're showing here, people will say, I saw your Overton Park film on the Library Channel, and so, what a great community service. It just works. It works for everybody, and the fact that people really do use this place. Every time I come in here, I see people looking for jobs. I see people, studying about genealogy. I see people, just anything, checking out, record albums and CDs and things like that. And it really is such a part of people's lives. What do we need to do to get more people coming to the library?
Well, that's a good question. I think a lot of people think, oh, well, I've got Amazon, I've got a smartphone.
Yeah.
Why do I need the library?
Yeah.
But it's so much more than books.
Yeah.
Come to a jazz concert, come to an art exhibition, come to a book sale, come to a book stock, the author event. There's so many wonderful programs that aren't duplicated anywhere else.
Right.
I just would love for people to come in and use the library, look around. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, and the second editions bookstore, I don't think you can get better than that. I was saying I stocked a lot of my library with those books, and when I moved and was downsizing, I brought them right back here to the library so they could sell them again.
Yes.
And so all of that works. What can we see in the future for what's going on here? Do you have a crystal ball about what's going to happen with technology and what people are going to need to know? Because you're making you're making decisions that really cost a lot of money, but to serve, our citizens here. So how do you do that?
Well, I'll tell you, when we built Cloud 901, there were a lot of lessons there. We knew we didn't know everything there was to know about technology, so we hired a consultant to really help us figure out which pieces of equipment would be sustainable. And here we are. We thought we would be replacing and upgrading, and we've hardly had to do that at all.
Oh, really?
So I think doing a lot of homework on the front end. Software is what changes so much. The Library Foundation was the one that first, we're the organization that first funded lynda.com. The library wanted to add it, but they didn't have the funding, so they came to us and said, well, do you think that would be a great enhancement? And we looked into it and we thought, wow, this would be wonderful for people to be able to learn at home from wherever they are with their library card. So we did fund lynda.com for the library, and they've now rolled it into their annual budget. So really just talking to the people who know more than we do about where technology is going. We're not always going to get it right, but I think we need to be careful and strategic, and it's really important for us to steward the money that people who invest in the library. We want to be sure that we meet their expectations and we keep our promises.
Yeah, well, it certainly seems like you're doing that. And to be kind of the people who kind of blaze the trail, and that's maybe what people don't understand. You do have to really think about this a lot because you're outlaying a lot of money, and you can do a lot of things right. I've seen people chase bad technology before and just kind of waste their money, but getting in there in a really reasonable way and with experts and things, that's another thing that the foundation is doing that we really are appreciative, because you're going to spend a lot of money and you could make mistakes.
And we take the responsibility very seriously. We understand the funders that we have. They want their money to be used the way they intend, and we always are mindful of that.
That's great. And they are getting people who are educated, people who are engaged, and people who are better citizens for having spent time here. And that's, I think, the great payback for them. We are building a community here. Well, Diane, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the work you do here. And I hope you'll come back and we can talk more, as things change, as you continue to grow this. And I would say that for folks out there, if you want to help, there are lots of ways you can help. And so get in touch with the Library Foundation if you'd like to help them in their many, many programs here. And we'll keep you informed as to what's going on here at the library.
The best way for people to get a little glimpse of what the foundation is doing is to look at our website, memphislibraryfoundation.org. memphislibraryfoundation.org. We'll put that on the screen, and go there and see what's going on. So thank you so much for what you do. It is great seeing you today. Wonderful to see you too.
And thanks for being here, and thanks for being a part of Dialogue here. We talk to interesting folks, and we hope you enjoy what you see and hear. Thank you.
You're watching the Library Channel, a broadcast service of the Memphis Public Libraries and the City of Memphis.